Welcome back to another Monster Hunter tutorial. Today we're going to talk about the hunting horn. This is going to be the other weapon I was talking about in the hammer video that has the exhaust power as opposed to the stun power. And this is going to be a support weapon because its main mechanics are going to be based around playing notes in your attacks that are then turned into melodies to buff your teammates. So let's get right into it. So as you can see right off the bat, as we take out our weapon, we can actually see new details in our HUD. This is going to be all the notes that we can play. So it's going to tell us what keybinds our notes are and what pattern to play those notes to get the buffs that we want to. Every hunting horn is actually different. You can go into your equipment data, and if you go to the last page, you can actually see the melody effects, and this is going to vary based on the hunting horn that you choose. Right now I'm using the Lunastra mixed with the Xenojiva, and as you can see it has defense, attack defense, wind pressure, stamina use, max stamina up, and echo wave dragon. And if we look here at this hunting horn, you'll notice the melody effects are the exact same. So there are certain patterns that a lot of hunting horns follow, and this is one of the patterns that some of the hunting horns follow. The exact same melody effects. This is another pattern that we can look at. It has attack, health, and defense up, and it also has wind pressure, max stamina, and impact echo wave instead of the echo wave dragon, like this one. You can see that this Lunastra one actually has echo wave dragon and impact, as well as some other melodies. So if you go through again, this is the third and fourth pages of the weapon details, right before it gets into how your status is changed. Some of the good ones that you're going to want to be looking out for is attack up, defense up, and things like health recovery if you'd like, and stamina use reduction. These are all going to be pretty good melodies that you want on hunting horns. And of course, if you use Kolv Tarath weapon, it's going to follow a random pattern. So let's jump right back into the training area. So let's go ahead and look at my hunting horn. So all of our Y attacks are going to generate purple notes. It's all pretty much going to be the same. So you notice with B attacks, I'm now doing different moves. I'm generating blue notes. And if I use YB together, I'm going to start generating the double orange notes. This is going to be your power attacks. And you notice from here in the part under my sharpness, there is not necessarily a gauge, but it is going to keep track of the melodies that you have. So let's go ahead and look at our melodies. So if you see there, you're going to start learning to chain some of your melodies together. So I can see that note 1 and 4 are both Y notes. So when I play defense, I'm going to do Y, B, B, and Y. So as you can see, I now have the melody defense up large ready to play. And the last note I played was actually a Y note. So this means that I can look for something else that starts with a Y, and I can go into that now. So I have attack and defense up small. It'll be the third option on those melodies. And I am going to look at the first note. So it is a Y, so now I can move directly into the next note without having to play the first one because it's already inputted from my last attack. So YB, YB together, and YB together again. So now I have attack and defense up small, and that one ended on an orange note. So now I can look for things that start with an orange note, and that is only the second attack and defense up slot. So I will move right into blue, purple, and again blue. Something to note is that you can only have 3 melodies ready at a time. You can hit Y and right trigger together or B and right trigger together to skip a melody and play the ones below it instead because it plays top to bottom. And then once you are done playing it, you can also move right into a second playthrough, and I'll show you that here in a second. So we have our melodies ready, and we're actually going to hit right trigger to start playing the melody. So let's look at my attack and my defense. My defense is 931, and my attack is 1403. Now if I play all of these, I'm going to show you both the normal playthroughs. It'll go through all of these melodies, and then you can cycle back and play all of them together at once by pressing right trigger at the end of the third melody. So let's get right into that. As you can see, it's rising, and that's the third melody, so I hit right trigger again, and this is now going to play all of them together. So it made the attack and defense up small go to large for both of those melodies, and it made the defense up large go to extra large, or XL. So as you can see, I now have 1600 attack and 1111 defense. So those are going to be very helpful, especially because all of these melodies you're going to play are going to be for your entire team. So this is a support weapon. This is going to be very helpful for either healing yourself, boosting elemental attack, raw attack, defense, or giving some utility like increased stamina, stamina use reduced, and even things like increasing the evade window. We can go through, play the next 3. There's wind pressure there. And now I can use my stamina reduction. So before I play my stamina reduction, notice how quickly it is running out. So as you can see, it's not running out very quickly. I've only been running a few seconds here, and it's not very far down. So let's go ahead and look at the stamina use reduction. But first, let's get our third melody in here really quick. You'll notice that all hunting horns actually have a self-improvement. This is going to buff your movement speed, and then is going to buff your personal attack. These double Y attacks, your self-improvement, is actually going to be only for you. This is going to be a skill that does not go into your teammates. So as you can see, this is my normal running speed, and as I play the note, it is going to go up a little bit. So let's go ahead and look at our stamina and our movement speed. You'll notice after it activates, it is actually going to move to something new. Attack up and deflected attack prevention. That means when you hit the monster and you're not sharp enough, it will not bounce. So as you can see, I do move a little bit faster now, as well as sprint for much longer. This is going to make my stamina bar go down way slower now that I have this stamina use reduction boost. So again, you're always going to want to double play your melodies. So always go through, play your melodies twice, because it is going to either increase the effect or it is going to extend the duration. As you can see, stamina use reduction extended versus defense up L to XL. So now let's go ahead and talk about our spinning attack. So this is going to be an attack that you can only use after you input any attack. So let's go ahead and hit a Y, and then we're going to hit left trigger. This is going to be a good amount of damage, and you can see I now have 2 options. I can use my B and go into max stamina up and recovery, or I can move into my echo wave with the YB attack. Let's go ahead and look at our max stamina recovery first. So I'm going to hit B, and you'll notice I can actually chain this pretty easily and just keep hitting B, because that is going to be the attack that I need to input before I can hit left trigger, and then I can just play B to finish off the melody. Now you'll notice these are going to actually drop pools. Stepping through these is going to increase your max stamina and your recovery rate. So as you can see, stepping through them, I get the audio cue, I flash yellow. I believe the second time you play it, it is, as you can see, much longer, and I think it is a stronger effect. But it does not say that anywhere in the game. But you can see that it does last a lot longer than the other pools. So now let's go ahead and talk about our Echo Wave. So this is going to be a pretty big chunk of damage, especially for Echo Wave Dragon. So if you have Echo Wave Impact, you can aim this attack at the head and it will have a chance to knock it out. So let's go ahead and get into our Echo Wave Dragon. Okay. So now that we have all the melodies played, we can actually go ahead and hit right trigger, and this is going to do echo waves. And again, we can also play this to do the exact same thing. So as you can see, it almost doubled the damage. On one echo wave, I'm going to hit 214 base, and on the repeat, I'm going to hit 214 base. So it just plays it again, it doesn't really add anything extra. So let's go ahead now and look at stacking 3 of these attacks and playing the repeat on 3. So as you can see, I'm hitting 214 per echo wave, but you'll notice that if we head in and hit all 3 of them together, we actually do over double the attack of 1. So again, you just want to hit right trigger again to replay all of your melodies together, and it will enhance their effects, or for echo waves, it will actually increase the damage that they do. So as you can see, the hunting horn is actually a heavy weapon. That means it is going to tenderize on a grapple, and you will not get any slinger ammo for yourself. So you will have to go find some on your own. Let's go ahead and look at some of the skills for the hunting horn. So just like Hammer had the slugger skill right here, the hunting horn is going to have stamina thief. This is going to increase the exhaust power in attacks. So as you can see, again, 20 to 40%, just like slugger, and it has a secret, so it will go right up to 60%. Exhaust power is not the best crowd control you could be running, as opposed to, say, paralysis, sleep, or stun, but it is out there if you want to use it, and it does go up to 60%. Personally, I've never used this on a hunting horn, much less anywhere else, but it is out there if you want to try it, since the hunting horn already has high exhaust power. You could also use Stamina Thief on a bowgun, since that has exhaust ammo. The other skill that we need to look at, as this is a support weapon, is the wide range skill. This was a skill I recommended for the sword and shield as well, due to the speed in which you can take items, how easy it is to make the sword and shield a support weapon, and naturally, as the hunting horn buffs your teammates, if you're running wide range, you're going to be able to buff your teammates with might pills, you're going to be able to heal them with sushi fish scale, potions, and so forth. So this is going to top off on the support part of the weapon, and it is 100% recommended for this weapon. And a must-have skill for the hunting horn. This is going to increase the melody effect duration as well as increases health recovery. This is going to be huge for hunting horns because you want to have 100% uptime on all of your buffs, and if you are running a hunting horn that is going to be healing your teammates, having even level 1 of this is going to be very useful for playing with a team. Something that is worth mentioning but should not be too confusing if you read the weapons that it applies to is Power Prolonger. This skill greatly increases duration of weapons that get powered up. If there's any question about whether it affects Hunting Horn, it does not. As you can see, it does not state Hunting Horn is in the description of the skill. If you are going to be using wide range on a hunting horn set, another skill that you definitely want to look into is going to be free meal. This is going to make it so that 25% of the time you are eating things in your inventory, it is actually not consumed. It does not take the item away from you. And if you put on the Tigrex set, it is going to give you the free meal secret. This is going to make it activate up to 75% of the time. So if you are constantly eating, healing your teammates and stuff, having a 75% chance to not use the item you are eating is going to be crazy. I use this in almost all the sets I have, especially my support sets. So if we look at the Kolv Tarath set, it also has a 4-piece free meal secret. So this is going to be, again, very helpful for the hunting horn, as well as the Devil's Joe Essence. This is going to be your Stamina Thief secret, which is going to, again, bump it from 40% up to a 60% cap. It is worth noting that the Stamina Thief secret is only for Savage Devil's Joe, and it does not apply to the high rank normal Devil's Joe set bonus. As you can see here, it does not say anything under set bonus skills, and the skills active do not even contain the Stamina Thief at all. Let's go ahead and look at some gameplay.